Good morning to everybody, and it is what a wonderful day being a 22nd October, because this is the day where it is Right Horizons 19th anniversary. So for us, it's a very big milestone, and that's what is the purpose of Right Horizons, to how to make more education on the people where they achieve their healthy, wealthy, and retirement planning. And as our goal says, our tagline says, is guiding everybody to achieve their goals, their financial goals. So that's where we are all about. So today I will start with none other than Anil Rego's story itself, which is what made Right Horizons to take to the next level, and how we can make sure that we all achieve the same. So I know Anil for last 35 years. The reason is we both are the classmates. So good, bad, ugly. He's my husband also. So I know him much more before he started a Right Horizon. So it was very clear about him thinking that I wanted to start my own company where I will help people. So being a financial, I can say, a stream he has been doing, but he didn't find a time to do his own finance. So most of the time he was in a Wipro. So you are being so much get caught into the day to day work that you keep your finances or your goals, everything in a back foot. So he was trying to say that being everybody is in finance, but he's to help them because they didn't have a time. So why don't we start a company where we can help a people to achieve their financial goals? So most of us are trying to see that how we are able to give the best to our family. It can be a kids education, it can be a alternative income, because none of us are going to get pension like our parents and others. So he started with the dream, and that's where his passion is all about, that how to make everybody dream big and make sure that they achieve. So today when I was sending lot many greetings to all our customer for a gratitude and thanking them that they are trusting us for last 19 years, so most of them have replied the same, that it is the other way around, that you are helping us to dream big and think big and achieve big. So that's where the Right Horizon is all about. And he started uh, creating the corpus when he started working with the first Wipro. And he said to me, I remember that I will wanted to start a company by 35. And I said, that's great. And so he has made very clearly till date that he managed the full house for an expenses and everything. So he made an alternative corpus that even if my company doesn't work well, we should not impact our family and the lifestyle. And he was able to achieve 5 years in advance. So he started the Right Horizon at 30. And God grace, we have been 19 years doing good for all of your blessings and doing good. So that's where I wanted to start first this session with all of you, is dream big. That's the best part of it. When we dream big, we try to have a purpose in our life, and then we try to achieve it. So today's topic being in a healthy, wealthy, and retirement planning. So I'm just trying to combine all the three in a smaller, short ways. And my purpose itself is also the same, that how to make this sessions goes much more people, and then they try to implement. And my thought is, when I can implement, so I always made any webinar only those which I have able to do it. So you should be able to do it because it's a easier way. So I cannot say that, okay, theoretically I can say that. So I always made sure that if I can do, you can do it, because that's where it is. So first we'll try to have a small video why we should help and have a very important part is in health. This I wanted to tell my experience itself. Last 6 weeks, sometimes we don't give importance to the small things in our life, and we take it for a granted. And I'll give you example. Of course, I have no precise date. Itself is 17th of September, 7:30 p.m. I was moving from my house going down, and we have a 7 steps, and I missed one of the steps and I fell down and I got a fracture. So still I have a fracture, which is going to be like 10 more days, 7 more days it's going to have. So that's where we important the part of an health. And I was writing my experience last every week what we feel, that we never give importance to our legs because it is just by default. If you want water, you just go and drink water. You wanted anything, you just move across. And last 5 weeks I'm not able to move, and which made me to think that how important is each part of our body. And we are so glad that we are healthy. So we can, I was just imagining the people who are not able to walk for many more time, or maybe the health wise, how difficult it is, very difficult for them, and then do it. So please, first part is always in health. So that's a very well said that health is a wealth. So if we don't have a good health, there is no point in having a great wealth. I can tell you few more examples with me. I have a few customers, their portfolios may be in crores and crores, which is much beyond their thought. But they told me the same thing just before their last breath. They said, Rachna, I'm not able to buy a time and a peace and a sleep, even however I have how much money it is. So that is another thought. I always feel that we should have a good wealth, we should have a good lifestyle, there is nothing wrong in that, and we should drive for that to give the most comfort to our family and ourselves. But most important is the health. This reminds me the quote unquote of Rakesh Junjanwala, which is a few months back when we lost him. And he is being treated always as the Warren Buffet of India. And then in the last few interviews, he told the same thing, that I have made money, I have done so much, but where I failed was I never gave importance to my health. And you can see the difference is Warren Buffett till 94, he's still very active, and he was not able to sustain even 64. So I'll just give you the importance of health. And it's very important to have a health, but more than health, please make sure to have a good health cover apart from the corporate. Very important part. We all have gone through recently, seeing in the COVID, our friends, families, and all, we have lost few of them. They have gone through, people didn't have a health insurance, so they have gone through financial crisis. So please make sure that we should have the health insurance.
They say health is wealth. Unfortunately, it is true when you fall ill. A study revealed that medical inflation in India is likely to rise at 10%. So by 10 years, the cost of heart surgery would be 2.5 times more than today. Studies conducted in 2016 reveals that approximately 20 lakh people suffer from heart attack every year. 25% of death occurs in the age group of 25 to 29 years. One person is killed due to heart attack every 33 seconds. And above 4 crore Indians suffer from heart disease in India. If you don't have a sufficient amount to pay medical bills in your savings account, which is a better option? Break your long-term investments or sell your home or gold. Borrow money from relatives or friends. Buy a health insurance policy. Your decision to buy sufficient health insurance cover will protect and secure your loved ones today and tomorrow. To buy the best policy suitable to your needs, act now. Insurance is a subject matter of.
So that is the talk about the health part of it, which I always believe. Health is also like, I can say, a tree, or I can say, where always I believe that money is also like a tree. It grows when we give time, we give energy, we give the all the systematic, like how the tree, we give the water, manure, and then it grows after 5, 10 years, and then started giving a flower and fruits. The same way our habits also. So if we have a continuously habit of good food and the regular exercise, that gives a good habit of a healthy life, and that's where we will be able to enjoy what we have, a good wealthy wealth. So to become wealthy, it's not a big part of it. So I can give you an example which you must have not thought of. The people even who are earning in crores, their portfolio or liquidity is not even 10 lakhs, and they will have a lot of issues. And when they come back to me and I says, what happened, you are earning so much, they spend so much. So I always says there's nothing wrong when we spend more, the economy starts and it works better. But we should have a good habit before spending. There's nothing wrong to have a very Mercedes car or any bigger car. But before that, we should have to know that how to maintain their car. Okay, so this five habits I wanted you to cultivate yourself and make sure that you have it in a next generation or the people whom you know of, because these are going to be a lifetime skills. So most of the time we work, we go to the college or school and all this stuff, but these has to come within a habit in the our day to day life, and when we do it, our kids and our people learn it, and that's where it happens. So start first part of a budgeting. So being, I can say you the best part, Diwali time going on, and this is the another way to start that what and how much you should spend on the festivals or new dresses or anything gifting. So start with anything, even a monthly budgets, you can have it or nothing. So most of the time when we do financial planning, I focus quite a lot to do a budgeting, because when I start saying and asking them how much you spend in a month, they will just come and tell me 30, 40,000, and I will just do no, I'll bet for you that will be going double the money. And this is no. And when I sit with them, it will be almost most of the time it will be double, because we don't budget that festival time. We will go and gifting. We have a birthdays and anniversaries, because that doesn't come month based. So we should take care of that yearly and then budget over the months and then think about how we can save and how much we should save about it. So budgeting is the basic thing. So another learning what I have been doing for maybe more than 20, 30 years is I write what I spend, and that is made us to think that I'm spending more or less. Good thing for all of us, now they have a lot many apps with write it across. They will give you the graphical part on month, what type of either clothing or a taxi. So this is what I learned from my daughter, being a savvy, I can say, on nowadays, because she is a millionaire and she's 21 years old. She just keep telling that okay, where I spend money, even my pocket money. And she comes back to me and saying that okay, I'm spending so much on taxi, so I should do share taxi. When share taxi was not so much, she said okay, let me start using metro. Then she said okay, let me start auto. So that is a self realization when we start writing. So budgeting is the best way to know where you spend. That is the one I wanted. Like a, I normally have a very clear cut, if I am giving a gift, how much I should be giving, 1,000 or 2,000, or I should be having around 50,000 where I will be giving a gift as a total. So you have considered 50,000 in your yearly budget, and then you are talking about how much you will be giving across. So please make a budget for your festival times, the clothings, and your everything. So when I give a session for a woman, my always first line is the best person in our life is our mother, because they are the best people. Without an MBAs, I can say that they manage the house so well, because they have budgeted very well. They don't buy, okay, today Flipkart to her 50% off is going on, or Amazon 50% off going on. They will be buying only when they need. And that is the best way. I always believe that we should do what we need, not what we want. There's a difference between want and a need. I have so many people whom I know, and they claim and they said, no, I have purchased so many dresses, Rachna, but I've never wore it. So I said, why you purchased it? No, because it was looking good, it was a discounted and all. Now it doesn't look good, fashion is gone and gone case. So I was very surprised sometimes, but of course, if you have money, there's nothing wrong to buy, but you should know when to buy, when you're going to have that, you're going to wear it also. So first point is do budget. It can be monthly budget of your expenditure, it can be a festivals, it can be vacation, whatever it can be, budget it and keep writing. And if you think you're going as a more or less, try to see how you can compensate less. Like sometimes I remember, and my daughter is very good in that more than me. So we always says we go once in a week, either we get the food outside or we go out, and we will say okay, this is the amount for a fine dining or a normal food. If it is goes above, so she said okay, we will skip 1 week of getting the food and we will go to the next. So that's a very nice way of thinking that this is my budget, I should do it. If I have gone overpass, so let me not have the another dine out or going out anyway. Second thing is investments should or must be linked to the goals. Most of us, what we say is we get the money and we spend. If it is leftover money, we will say, okay, we will invest. But first, we should do it. Whatever money we get, minimum 25% put for the investment. And then you start spending across. And whatever you have invested, put for the goals. It can be for your purchase of a car, going purchase for the house. It may be for kids' education. It may be linked to your retirement. It can be anything, or it can be appreciation itself because you are able to achieve everything. You are able to do appreciation because after we achieve all your financial goals, we started thinking how we can give back to the social cause, how we can give back to the maybe NGO or any other things which we will wanted to do good for others. So it's a good way to, if you earn more than what you have, you start thinking bigger that how you can do a CSR, how you can start helping others. So you are able to achieve more. Please continue to have an appreciation of that. I know a lot of people who nowadays have a goal call that I wanted to give 10% of my this portfolio to the charity, and they have made a separate portfolio for which is not linked to the financial goals, and that percentage of the all the interest or income which comes from that portfolio goes for a charity. And it's a very nice way nowadays. People have started thinking how to give back to the our society and give back to the nature what we have been doing. Have less debt. This is the another wanted very important part of it. How you should have less debt indirectly in a means of have less loans, because that normally makes people not to take a proper decision. And I have gone through this when I was young, and this reminds me every woman financial planning. I give this my example that they should not do the same thing. Always learn to from others mistake. Don't reinvent your wheel. Because what happened when we both got married and we both were earning good, so we said okay, because there was giving a tax benefit, so we took the two houses in two different names. And suddenly when I started carrying, then I wanted to take a long leave, but that time was not allowed to have an extended maternity leave, and I didn't able to get the extended maternity leave. And I wanted to being a mother, want to spend time. So even selling the house that time was not so easy. It takes its own sweet time. And I have to leave my kid and I have traveled across the globe. And that guilty session always still there that I was not able to spend my time with my daughter when she was few months old itself, because we have to pay the two EMIs. And that's the first thing I did it after as soon as I came. I said I don't want a debt. So we sold it out the things that if I didn't have that EMI, I must have spent more time with my daughter. So that's another thing I always felt it. Sometimes we go into the so many EMIs or a house or something second, third, or whatever. Please don't go cross maximum 35 to 40% of your total, because multiple EMIs with a single income is not so easy. And sometimes as a mother you wanted to take some break for what may be the reason to spend time, or kids 10 standard or whatever it is, you are not able to decide. So please try to reduce debt how much you can be. Think long term. So that's a another thing. It's most of the time we always says that we want instant. Like the difference between the young generation and us is they just post it across the any social media, and then they say how many likes has come and how many people have followed and how they do it. So I was coming from Chennai, I think so last month, and I was sitting with the one boy who was very young. His first job is coming to Bangalore. Then I was asking him, what is a long and short term you thought about it? And he's very reasonably telling that, okay, within a 1 year, I wanted this, within a 3 months. And I was very surprised. And I told him, when you're going for a first job, please don't think in a months or 1 year time zones, because it is like a your relationship with your friend or anybody. If I have a good friend, and to take to the next level, you require at least 6 to 9 months plus to know that company is good or the friend is good or not. So long term is where you thought about 3 5 years what you wanted to do with your money, what you're saving. Because money, there is nothing called a quick money. There is, you can just have a biographies for all the people who have a money. So there was a person, Vijay Mantri, he was an ex, I think, the CXO of DSP or HDFC. I was going through his LinkedIn, and last week he is writing the same thing. The people who earns the money is like a beggar want instantly. The people who are having the daily wages is they wait for the week. The salaried people, they wait for the months. But the industrial people, they wait for the ages. And we know that who are the most on member and who are the more richest people are the industrial business people, because they always look for the long term. So we should also look, because the power of compounding is very, I can say, the eighth wonder of the world. And our kids education, our retirement is not coming tomorrow and day after. So that doesn't matter that tomorrow what is going to happen. Actually, being in this system, I don't even watch the stocks or market. I don't know what market is happening, because I said, with me, market is not going to change. What is going to change is my behavior to what I should do. Whenever the market is down, the discipline level, I should keep investing. If my any goals has not come, then why you should bother the where the market is going across. So think long term, manage risk. That's another things which we have to do it. It's always good to see. So a lot of people were writing a think that okay, we should do now daily SIP to take a better averaging. We should do weekly, because now that's also has come. So there is another set of things are going on in the social media on those statistics of for 10 years. If somebody has done SIP of daily basis, monthly basis, weekly basis, you will surprised to know that the returns was the same. Because when we are looking for a long term investment, when we are looking at a compounding returns, it doesn't matter that I'm doing one day before or one day later. It is matters that you are doing disciplinely in a long term. So these are the 5 habits I can tell you. If you have it, you will 100% will be in that league that you can give money, and your all financial needs are being taken care. I have been doing from the first salary last 26 years. My SIPs are going. I don't bother the market goes up or down, because none of our financial goals has come. Even though we have done, because Sanil wanted to do the pension plan. When we went, I remember he was around 28. There was no pension plans was available to start by 35. So the least was started at 45. So we have been getting now started getting a pension, both of us. And God grace, we don't need it. So we're reinvesting those. But now you all have the things that you can have anytime. So retirement is not that okay, you wanted to sit and watch TV and have the things. Retirement is what you love to do, irrespective of what money you're earning. And that's where what we are going to focus on. I have already told Anil that how to create a corpus, and that created it. So when he started, of course, both the side parents was not so easy, because now it is an era of, I can say, starters. But in 2003, there is nothing much for our parents. Both of them are the first generation. We both are the salaried people, so they think that it is much more easier and safer when you're earning. And of course, we both were doing quite well. So you're earning, you're getting ESOPs, you're being uh, getting the good amount of promotions, hikes, and everything. So why you wanted to go? And they always felt that when you have your own company, it is difficult. But he took the difficult route, and he told, I still remember what I should do. And I said, You should be able to do it, because you should not say me at the end of the deathbed, okay, I wanted to do this, but I didn't do it. Because you are young, you can do it. So I still remember he came and told me that I will try for 5 years. If things didn't go well, I will go back to the job. And that's where it is. So you should have a very cross boundary line what you want. And it happens the other way around. After 5 years, I joined him because it was doing good. And that's where we are investing and trying to have the our own 19th anniversary today. So as I told you, the retirement is talking about to have the alternative income where you are being getting without any thought. So you are doing what you love to do, but your lifestyle is continuing to take care of that. So I'll just have the small thing about the video.
For building a house, it is essential to create a perfect blueprint for the same. Similarly, for building a wealth for you and your family requires you to build a financial blueprint, also known as financial plan. Here are the 5 steps of building successful financial plan. Planning for uncertainty. First step is to protect yourself from uncertainty by buying required insurance policies to ensure that any uncertainty do not eat up your savings. Build contingency corpus. Second step is to build contingency corpus up to 6 to 9 months of your monthly expenses. This will protect your long-term investments from the contingencies like loss of job or slowdown in business. Set financial goals. Third step is to set financial goals and find out when and how much money would you require to achieve these financial goals. Create portfolio. Fourth step is to select right asset class and product to invest and to achieve your financial goals based on the time horizon and your risk appetite. Portfolio review. Fifth step is to review your portfolio periodically and do the necessary adjustments into it based on the remaining time period to achieve each goal. To create a financial plan and to review it periodically, always take the help of your financial advisor.
So this is what it says, that we should create the retirement planning and then we can start taking. So these are the facts which is done by 80 now. So this is what I wanted to enforce and keep telling, that we an Indian, because we don't have a government so much of support. Even the government support which is trying to do it, also it's coming at around 700 rupees nowadays. 700 rupees is not a valued in a month we can use it or what. So this reminds me, sometimes there was a story going on whenever this festival comes, that all these good motivation stories keeps coming, and I love to read even 100 times those stories. So yesterday I was reading the story of 8 piece of pizzas. I'm sure some of you must have read it, or I will try to say, because it makes a lot of difference for us, that they were ordering pizza and the wife says that servant is going, can I give a 500 rupees, because he is going to the daughter's house and she's having a granddaughter also. So he says, why you wanted to give, there is another festival it's coming, you give it together and all. They said no, it may be good. So he was not so confirmed that we should give it 500 rupees, but as usual it went. So after 1 week that servant came and the husband asked, what happened, how was your trip to your daughter and granddaughter you meet? So he says, yeah, it was very nice, and thanks to madam she gave the money. So he was very curious to know that what happened. So he's telling, what you did with 500? He says, yeah, I got the one doll for my granddaughter, I got 2 dresses, and I got the sweet for and I got a belt for my son-in-law, and I still had the 30 rupees, so I gave it across to my daughter to keep it. So he was very amazed to see that the 500 rupees pizza what I gave, which is an 8 piece of pizza, and I was able to give so much of happiness and everything what she got it, and she saved 30 rupees more also with that. So sometimes he told that I never realized that we must have skipped one pizza of that one place, but we must have given an happiness and made sure that other person also achieve, because most of us are not saving money for our retirement, and we may not have that much. We are still waiting that okay, the kids will take care, and most of us have to have an alternative income, because our medical things are doing very good, I can say. The equipments, the facilities, the lifestyle is not favoring us. So what is happening, we have been, average person is being staying and living plus 80 to 85, and our health is going deteriorating. So we need a much more money to have our good health and make sure that we are independent and we have an alternative income when we have our retirement. These are done by Aviva. So only 12% of Indian force is about 85 58 million which are covered with a different pension scheme. So that's another thing. If you are not working to have a pf, ppf and epf, please make sure that you take some alternative. Nowadays are very good. This is the best time because the interest rates are on high, and lot of fixed pension plans are going good, which is giving you 6.5 to 7% tax free returns. It's like a 10% FDs I can think of if you are in a 30% bracket, which you pay for 10 years, 12 years, and get at least minimum money which will take care of your basic needs. I know sometimes inflation can be taken care by the wealth, all the different investment, but one third should be taking care of your alternative income. And if you are salaried, please start paying the NPS because you will get the tax benefit also, and you will have the regular income. That's another fact. 7 out of 10 Indian expect their children to support when they retire. It's very, very difficult, and I can see most of the time they get very annoyed because their freedom goes off. So, when we are being used to nowadays that we should be having our freedom to stay ourselves, if the children are supporting, it's always a bonus. But if not, you are happy to have yourself. 18% of the Indian investors think their retirement is not a priority. Most of the retirement priority investment goals. So most people are thinking that okay, it is too early. Why I should think about it? So that's another thing. I was having a few friends, of course, being in Wipro and Infy, so a lot of friends are in across the globe. And one of a friend was calling me from US and telling that's not only in India you can think of telling a retirement at 45, 50, 55, and all this stuff. Here in US, we are just thinking that it should be 65, 70, or 75 because nowadays 401 and even in Australia, their government is thinking of the retirement age to grow next 5 more years. So it is, we can blessed, we are privileged to have so many helpers with us, so many things. But please don't delay the retirement corpus. It is good because you will get a power of compounding and you have much more money in advance and you can do what you like to do. So 76% of the working age expect to be comfortable retirement life, but only 33 can put money aside. This is another thing I always feel bad. Previously, I used to always think that okay, at least whoever is working, 12% of PF is going, which will come as a good, I can say, retirement money. But now being having that it's optional and just you can pay 1800 rupees, I'm seeing that people are not able to even invest in a PF, EPF kind of money also. So please make sure that you have a good retirement corpus, which is going to give an alternative income for your lifestyle. I have done this. So I'll just, this is the power of compounding, which I was talking about, the difference of 10 years. Even though when the customer comes to us or people, we always seen the average is around 30 to 35. But if you do much earlier, you can start thinking across the power of compounding goes much more with a less amount. Only thing is, you should just think about that. Okay, I am not able to do one party or one dinner out in a full month or in a week, and how I can save across. Retirement planning is a very benefited. I always tell you because we in India we don't have a social security benefits. Uh, Pension and gratuity is going down. People have become minimum. Even now, new rule of PPF, EAPF, and PS, we can't go above 7.5 lakhs because it is taxable. So these things, inflation is going on. More than this, I wanted to tell you that our lifestyles are going higher. It's very, we don't realize it that our inflation may not be so much as our lifestyle. We have not been thinking that okay, I will take the mobile of 1 lakh or the taking my any of the dresses which is 5 10,000 rupees on a normal thing. The school fees are going very high. You can say people most of the time taking a any weekend. I was speaking with all youngster and I was asking them how they spend weekend, and somebody came and told me on a normal weekend, madam, I can spend 2 to 3K. And I was saying what? So for a single person on a weekend they spend around 2 to 3,000. So it's a difficult when we have a very high lifestyle. So I always believe who makes a lifestyle is you. It's not what other people are doing. You don't have to do what my neighbor is doing. So this reminds me of one of the other customer. He has got one of the big villas, and then he came back to me and he said, Rachna, is it I'm doing the right decision or not? Because my neighbors, all the three car together is 10 crore, so I should change the car. And I said, what's wrong with you? You cannot take the car as per your neighbor's car and all this stuff. You should take a car what you like to drive, or you have a money. So most of the time for us, we don't have to create a lifestyle what others are having. We should have a lifestyle what you love to have and continue doing that. Why it is important? Because as I already told, we have a not so high interest rates now. We have a longer lifespan increasing, medical facilities are increasing, but it's very costly. We have a nuclear family, the lifestyles expenses are very high. Nowadays, you will surprised to know when I do financial planning, the vacation is becoming a higher priority and then the retirement. And I asked them why. This is no, that time we may be old, we cannot track, we cannot walk and all this stuff. So it's a better to have the vacation. And the vacation I'm talking about, for me, the definition of vacation is like a going together and spending time. But nowadays the vacations are different. That is an experience. So how you experience, which is full Europe, full Australia, which they will try to do 10, 15 days, approximation of around 10 to 15 lakhs. So that is what it has been creating a lot of different lifestyle expenses on overall level. Pillars are, of course, to achieve all those. There is no doubt about a family. This is the one of my learning of the last few days. Also, I was just telling in my LinkedIn, my every week learning is first week when a lot of people called and people text. The next week's few people says third week only the people who are rich is close to you is only your family, extended family, and the people who are helping us. So those are the people you should spend most time, because in the time of need it's only that. So this reminds me, I was watching another movie, it's called Waiting Room, and that's where it is that some celebrity is there and the husband has met with an accident, and she gets so exhausted and she says, I have 5,000 on Twitter, 3,000 on Facebook, this on this, but in a waiting room not even single person is there with me to with that. So I always believe that your family and a friend is the people who are going to support you when you are low. Spend time with them, and that's where we require when we are doing a retirement planning and all. So the next foremost is, of course, finances, very important. Plan it, budget it, and be part of it. Being a freedom when you have a own finance to take a decision. Risk, readiness, and return. So another thing what I have noticed, a lot of people is, they, it's not that they didn't have money, they have invested. They come and tell me, I have invested in LIC, which is 18 years means endowment plan, so you can't redeem much and all. I have a PF and PPF and real estate. So I asked them, if you wanted even 5 lakhs rupees, from where you take? No, I can't take it. So that's another part of it. Please make sure that when you have a portfolio, what is the liquid portfolio you can have and how much is the fixed portfolio? It is a long term back. People should think that you should have a lot of real estate and a gold and a PF, PPF. Nothing wrong in that. But you should know what is your contingency plan. What is in case someone you want an emergency, if something happened, if I lost the job or anything, how I can survive for 6 to 10 months. So this is the another way when you should be able to take care of your journey, to have a readiness in a portfolio. Don't have more than 50% fixed portfolio, which is difficult to, I can say liquidate or whatever it is. So when we are doing retirement planning, it's very easy to set a retirement goal, assess your financial position now, how much money you can invest over the period, do the risk and returns. Risk and return, I will just take it across the lower the risk, lower the returns, higher the risk, higher the returns. Assume most of the time when you're doing retirement planning, have one third as a debt funds or a lower risk, which is giving you alternative income, and other two-third is taking and creating you the wealth. That is the best part of it. So whichever is high returns, I always say is in the long run you should look at around 12 to 14% returns. People will expect more, it is, but if you see the Nifty, which is a large cap fund benchmark in 10, 20, 30 years, everything is coming between 13 and 14%. So expecting more than that itself is not a good expectation. So do that part of it. Understand the health part, very, very important. We should have in contingency and health part, because after sometimes we are not getting it. Easier and better is take in health cover now when you are young and continue it. Manage your retirement assets, very important, monitor on a regular basis. So I'll just have the last video.
Chinese bamboo is the world's tallest grass, which goes up to as high as 80 to 90 feet in a little over 5 years. When you sow the seed and start watering and nurturing it daily, you don't see it growing for 5 years. It would be frustrating, isn't it? But wait, miracle happens after 5 years. It grows from 0 to 80 feet in less than 90 days. Similarly, growing wealth through SIP also requires a lot of patience. Had you started an SIP of rupees 10,000 in September 2010 in large cap fund, the value of your total investment of 3.6 lakh rupees would have been 3.57 lakh rupees after 3 years. Had you stopped an SIP, this temporary loss would have been permanent loss. But had you continued an SIP at the end of the 4th year, your value of total investment of 4.8 lakh rupees would have been 6.95 lakh rupees. And if your SIP still continues till March 2019, the value of total investment of rupees 10.3 lakhs would have been 17.38 lakh rupees. Remember, correction is temporary, growth is permanent. So continue your SIP for long term to create wealth.
Can you see the Excel?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just give this Excel along with the when we are sending this video. So you can try to do it yourself. This is the Excel where you will realize it, how much money is required to create a corpus for your retirement and by when. So I'm just trying to say, on an average, if I required a 50,000 rupees for my monthly expenses, taking a 6% thing, so my age is now 48 and I wanted to get retired by 60. So this is trying to say, if you see the formula, I wanted to tell you the formula is nothing rocket science. I am just trying to say, doing a just a future value. FV is a future value. My future value of 50,000, what I'm spending today, how much it will be. So I'm just minusing 60 minus 48, which is 12, and present value is 50. So it means that if you see indirectly, it is becoming the double. The 50 lakhs is becoming a 1 lakh when I'm 60. So I have to make sure that I get an equivalent money of 1 lakh rupees from a 60th year onwards and till 85. So I have taken 85 as my longevity. Longevity, again, I wanted to tell you, is a part of a gene. So if you think in your maternal or parental side, any of your grandparents or somebody has stayed more than 85, you should take. So this is what is a present value I am going to do. So present value is going to tell me at age of 60, when I'm retiring, how much corpus I should have it, so I can get 1 lakh 610 rupees, or so approximately 1 lakh every month till 85. Okay, so I will tell you how I got 1.88, of course. So 1.88 percentage divided by 12, divided by 12 means monthly I require it. I have taken an 85 into my 60. So 85 minus 60 is my age, means 60 till 85 I wanted to have a retirement fund, and into 12 because it is monthly. And how much I required per month? I required a 1,60,000. So it means that if I have a 2 lakhs, 2 crores, 2.4 crore rupees when I am 60, I will be able to get a 1 lakh rupees per month for my from my 60th year till 85 which is inflation linked. So how I got 1.88 capital rate? Because I have taken the expected returns at 8% and 6% inflation. So it is called RRR. It's a real rate of return. So if you see the simple math in without writing the formula, is I'm getting an 8% return and inflation is going around 6%. So 2% is the actual rate of return I'll be getting it. So here I have used 1.88. It is approximately 2 only, because it is a formula called returns minus inflation divided by 1 plus inflation percentage. Okay, and that's where the 1.88 has come. So we know by heart 1.88, and that's the reason I have done it a corpus at 1.88 divided by 12. So this is a simple formula, and there's no rocket science. You can decide whatever you want it, and then you will know how much money. So if I wanted a 2.4 crore rupees when I am 60 years old, I should, if I have 76 lakhs now, that will grow and that will become 2.4 crore. I'll be able to achieve. If not, I am converting this into the yearly, which is PMT I'm doing at the rate of things. So if I do investment of 10 lakhs a year, then also I'll be able to achieve. And if divided by 12, I have converted into the monthly, and then I'll be able to achieve. This, as of today, is not taking care of my present investments. If I have present investment, I will be able to minus it, and then I will be able to make sure. So this will give you overall money, how you will be able to do. So you can just think about when you are young, 35, you will find it only 30,000 rupees. You, if you do, you will be able to do. So if you see you are 30, you'll be able to do 23,000 and able to do. So as you are younger, your monthly investment keeps going down and you will be able to achieve this much more. So this is the one thing I wanted to all of you to try it out and make sure that you continue. So if you are doing some investment of 23, keep it aside. So most of us, what will happen, I was just trying to tell somebody, one of our friend's daughter came and they said, okay, Rachna, you, why don't you teach? I said, I feel very happy when the young people come. And she has done only on the mutual fund. And she keeps telling to me, Auntie, I see 4 times in a day what is my portfolio, and I get scared, I get anxiety, I get this. And I was telling, why you watch 4 times in a day? First of all, it's a mutual fund. NAV only comes once in a day. Why you're making it 4 times and you're feeling anxiety? Because you don't want the money. So that is the one thing I have noticed, that when it is so accessible, mobile or something, you will say, okay, it is gone so high, let me redeem, or if I need money, I'll redeem. You should be making sure when you are investing that money for retirement, you're not supposed to watch why people still had a lot of money when olden days, because at IPO used to come in the paper form and they will have it, and then after 10, 20, 30 years they will actually redeem and then do it. So that's where the money has grown. So I have noticed when the people are coming and seeing that monthly report, daily report, or whatever, they are not, because they are looking for the quick money, and that doesn't come so fast. So with this, I am actually going back and trying to have the question and answers with the last slide on. So this is the last two quotes for me. Always, I love this. Successful investing take time, discipline, patience. No matter how great the talent and efforts are, some things just take time. So you can't produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. Warren Buffett's things, and this is another one. Sometimes sitting in the shade today because someone else planted the tree long time ago. So we have to make sure these two have to remember before we go ahead, and I'm happy to have the questions.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We have one question from Mr. Madhu. Nowadays, despite RBI increasing interest rate, I still see all insurance costs not yet increasing the payouts yields, but still keep all guarantee amounts only. So it is still advisable to lock in money when rates go up.
So this question, even I have asked the things. This is what I have noticed it. If you know, uh, previously these guaranteed plan has come around 2 or 3 years back. It started with 6.8 and it went to 5.5, and we are back at 6.8 again. So they have. So every time RBI is adding, they are not added because they have to take care of almost 25 to 30 years. But yes, they have almost increased most of the all guaranteed plan because we are the brokers. We have Max, you can have Tata, Sanchay, ICICI. These four are the I always look at from an XIRR perspective. I don't look at as things. So all of them are in the range. They have increased 0.5 to almost 1% range. But yes, the interest we may think that RBI may increase one more before it falls. So I feel that is a good time you should, if you wanted to think of buying, should buy within 3 to 6 months basis because we think it will be start falling again.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question is, which is the best investment for retirement?
As I told you, the depending on the age, normally you should do two-third as wealth created once till you are going to retire, and then you should move it to the debt. And one-third should be always a fixed, which is a lower risk. Now, again, the good part is the bonds are doing good, so you can have a bonds. Now, slowly, even the mutual fund bonds will do good. So, mutual fund bond debt funds are another thing because it will have a tax benefit also. So that's another thing. You can have those guaranteed pension plans, which is another good part of it. And the third one is no doubt about it. Your PF, PPF, and EPF, NPS is the good option.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question is, do you recommend NPS? This is a query from Mr. Krishna. Do you recommend NPS? Hello, ma'am, audible?
Yeah, I'm not able to get the
question is, do you recommend NPS?
Yes, we do recommend NPS. The best part of NPS is you get the tax benefit immediate basis and then in creating an overall level. So that's if even though it is not so good interest or returns, even though they're giving 10 and a half very good. But the best part is most of the time is you get a tax benefit now. So if you take the tax benefit over and above ATC, it is very good. We should do it. If you have a company is not enabled NPS, please make sure that you invest 50,000 minimum because it's a tax benefit. Otherwise, you can do 10% of your basic also.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question is whether term insurance is advisable or mutual funds are better.
Both are apple and oranges, so we cannot combine it. But I always believe that good term cover when you are young is always good to take care of a security we don't know. Mutual fund is giving you the return back, term cover is taking care of your security. So there's I should have a peace of mind or I should do partying. So we should know that when we have a peace of mind and you sleep well, that's where your all the body is been resting and regenerating. So peace of mind to me is the getting a best sleep in 5 minutes the time you lie down in the bed. So I always recommend to have a very good high term cover. The best part of the term cover is the premium never change. At least health cover every 3 or 5 years it keeps changing. So I have taken around 3 to 5 CR, which is I think maybe 8-10 years back, and which is continuing very nicely. So you should make sure that you take a good high term cover and that continues. So you will surprise to know my premium is not even, if I'm not wrong, 40-45K for 3 to 5 CR. And now if I take it, it will be 3 to 5 lakhs also. So easier and earlier, please take care. I have seen many cases that they had, for some reason, it may be accident or it can be COVID or something, and they didn't have a term cover, and the wives are actually housewife, and they didn't know how to take care of a debt and other things. So I always believe, even if you have a debt or not, but minimum you should take care that all the financial goals are achievable. That part of it at least.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Neeraj wrote something. I'm not sure this question or something. PPF amount to be withdrawn at the time of retirement age.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. And the next question is, nowadays IRDA has come with several insurance policies. Please explain this several policy.
I'm not aware of. Please write a mail. I will make sure I will send it across to you. I'm not aware of.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, Mr. Krishna, we offer PMS. We'll get back to you. So I think we don't have any questions.
So, with this, I conclude, and I wanted to have a wonderful Diwali and Deepavali with your family and your friends. Have a prosperous and enjoy your weekend. Have fun. These are the memories for a life. So, happy Deepavali to all of you from Right Horizon and all the team members. Thanks a lot.